Hi everyone, hope you're well. Yeah, it's going to be slightly different because I'm going to be speaking in English today. But I've just, run out of things to say in Russian. I mean, it's not true, but like, it's nice to do one in my native language, you know. Just quickly, got a message for Russian speakers, okay? Which I've written down because I'm all prepared. Уважаемые русскоязычные люди, извините, потому что сегодня я буду говорить по-английски. Если вы понимаете по-английски, живете в России и вам меньше 18 лет, пожалуйста, не смотрите это видео, так как это будет о гомосексуализме и СМИ. Спасибо большое. Great. Well, now that I've said that, the word you probably got was or gomosexualisme. Not that I can speak. Basically, today I'd quite like to talk about LGBT representation in the media. If any of you know me in real life, then you'll know that I am gay, which I'm perfectly happy with. I live in England, so there's nothing kind of legally wrong against it, and not that many people consider it to be morally wrong. Not that I could do anything about it, you know, even if it was. But yeah, I'd quite like to talk about kind of gay representation in the media, as in why there's so little of it, in my opinion. Slightly different from normal videos. There's not going to be anything clever about kind of, you know, languages within it. It's just kind of my personal view on what's going on, which I could be completely wrong about. But yeah, it's editing me. Just gonna put me in a little bit. In this video I talk a lot about gay characters and that kind of thing. Just disclaimer, I don't mean this specifically for homosexual characters, but for people of all different sexualities, people of different genders, of different creeds, of different races. I think this is relatively universal. It's just based off my experiences as a gay guy and my kind of frustrations and what I think is going on. So yeah, hope that clears up a few things. I'm in no way trying to exclude certain groups of people, certain like minority groups from this. It's just purely based on my personal experiences, because, you know, I'm a gay white male. So yeah, anyway, hope that clears things up. I can only really speak about what's kind of going on in the British media. That's this kind of form of media I know kind of the most intimately. Don't watch a lot of American TV shows. I don't actually watch that much TV in general, but yeah, I watch some. Obviously these days there's a lot more gay representation in more shows. So for example, in Doctor Who at the moment we've got Bill, who's a lesbian, which is great, and also kind of characters kind of refreshing. Anyway, this isn't about Doctor Who, but you know, we're getting more representation. We've got characters like Bill on more like family friendly TV shows. I remember CBBC recently did it wasn't like a radio thing, but it was like a podcast type like story thing about a trans girl at school. So we're definitely getting a lot more, and you know, it's nice to kind of see kind of people like me being represented on the media. I mean, yeah, I know that I'm like as white as you can get, and that I'm, you know, apart from my sexuality, kind of everything else is kind of already represented. But it's nice to see gay characters, and it's also nice to see that gay characters aren't just white. As I said earlier, there's Bill, who's mixed race, it's nice to see kind of people like me being represented more. However, I've seen a lot of kind of people, people, I guess, against gay representation, or who don't really see why it's necessary. Kind of arguing about kind of why people are pointlessly gay, and that kind of thing. And like, I think what they try to argue is that, you know, we shouldn't have characters that are just gay for the sake of it. You know, like, we shouldn't have characters that are, you know, black for the sake of it, or Asian, you know, or anything else just for the sake of it. But in my opinion, I think that's exactly what, you know, we should be having. We should just have randomly gay characters, randomly black characters, you know, kind of people of all different creeds and faiths and sexualities and races and genders, and yeah, like, you know, as long as the writers kind of like to kind of pay attention to their characters and try to represent them fairly, then that's kind of the most we can ask for, you know. And I personally would be very happy just to have, you know, randomly gay characters everywhere. The one thing I do have against certain gay characters, though, and this isn't because of the characters themselves, it's because of their writing, and I think this is what a lot of straight people are kind of trying to get at, is this idea of, oh, if you have a gay character, you need to have a coming out story type thing. And, like, you know, no, we don't need coming out stories for gay characters. It's what I just want to see gay characters on TV shows who don't, you know, struggle with their sexuality for kind of years off screen, or, you know, like, I don't know, they go to a bar one night and, you know, kiss someone of the same gender, and they go, oh no, I must be gay now, or am I? And then kind of have like a whole, you know, series where they're just kind of like, oh, am I gay? Am I straight? And also, the thing is, like, a lot of the time, writers don't really chuck in any other sexualities, and it's very black and white. It's either they're gay or they're straight, you know. And I really don't see why we need to have that, you know. Like, personally, it'd be enough for me just to have, you know, a character who's gay. It's just part of their character. You know, there's a difference between a gay character and a character who's gay, you know. And what we need are more characters who are gay. We don't need more gay characters. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, is that, you know, gay characters are the ones who have the, you know, really difficult coming out stories where, you know, where you're kind of, where you get articles written about it for days and whatnot. Characters who are gay, they're just normal characters. You know, they don't have some really difficult coming out story. They don't have kind of horrible things happen to them, really. They just, you know, what to do with the sexuality, but, you know, they're a character, and they're gay. They're not, you know, the bulk of the character isn't made up by the sexuality, just like the bulk of people aren't made up by, you know, just like people aren't made up purely their sexuality, you know. And I'm not saying that there aren't people who have incredibly difficult coming out stories, but, like, for example, when I came out of school, the overwhelming response I got was cool, and like, talking to people recently about it, you know, a few people might have kind of wondered about it, but they never really, like, cared. I don't think I've had a single person who's kind of gone, oh, that's disgusting, kind of I never want to talk to you again type thing, you know, and that seems to be the reaction you get on TV a lot, and it's just not accurate. Of course, yeah, I know there are people who have horrible coming out stories. They live in very closed-minded areas where it's, you know, physically not safe for them to come out. I'm not saying they don't exist, but a lot of the time these TV shows, they're not depicting these kinds of areas. They're depicting like London or like New York or, you know, very like gay friendly areas. Now if you had a TV show and it was set in like Russia, you know, or like, you know, a lot of the Middle East or something, you know, kind of fair enough. But we, you know, we don't often see that in the media. We don't often see those stories, so I don't see why there has to be some kind of plot, or why writers feel compelled to make gay characters have huge coming out kind of sequences. You know, it's kind of ridiculous. So I can see why a lot of people don't want to see, well, kind of don't want to have people gay for the sake of it. Kind of this idea of just like having people gay just to tick boxes. And even though I do think that's exactly what we have, if what they really mean by that is we don't want to see coming out stories all the time, I agree, because I don't want to see that either. That's like, to be honest, it's incredibly boring to me, you know. And I think the worst part is a lot of the time you don't have gay writers writing about them. You have kind of straight people who are speculating what it might be like, you know, to you know, what it might be like for a queer character. And like a lot of the time it's just not really that correct. And while yes, we're happy to see us being represented, it doesn't mean we're happy with kind of how the characters are written. I think there's this kind of stalemate between kind of queer people and a lot of straight people, right? It's this kind of idea that kind of a lot of straight people don't, to put it frankly, don't really care that much about gay representation because it doesn't really affect them. So they don't really have to think about it. And then you don't have queer writers kind of coming along writing them because we've had, because well, what I think's happening is because we've had huge social advances in recent years. You know, personally I feel like a bit much to then go, oh yes, and we kind of want to have all these queer characters on TV. And I'm like, of course we do want them, but it just feels, I don't know, personally it would feel to me a bit like we're kind of ramming ourselves down people's throats. The phrase that comes to mind is some people are gay, get over it, which does hold true, but there's a difference between having gay representation visible in the media and kind of having kind of queerness being chucked into people's faces. And I think what a lot of straight people don't really have the words for, haven't really thought about, is that maybe it's not the fact that it's gay representation they're not a fan of, but having queerness kind of shoved down their throats, which I definitely emphasize with, you know. But, you know, to all the straight people who are of the opinion that there shouldn't be gay characters just to tick boxes, you know, unless it, you know, they should, you know, and that gay people on TV shouldn't really be there to kind of advance the plot and that kind of thing, you know. What about all the needless straight romances that we see? Like, why do we need to have, and yes, I know this does sound a little bit ridiculous, but why do we need to have straight relationships shoved down our throat, you know? I can see where you're coming from, but it's a two-way street. If you don't want randomly gay characters just tick boxes, I don't think we really want randomly straight people just to tick boxes, unless it fills the plot, you know. After all, there's no difference between, straight characters and gay characters, apart from their sexuality. So I don't see why this double standard in some people's minds exists. Now, I'm not saying that if you are straight, you are of these views. Just, I think it's something to think about. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Maybe it'll be in English, maybe it'll be in Russian, who knows? Or maybe I'll find another language to speak in. We'll find out. Anyway, bye!